Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm here today to share story number 3 in my 2021 December daily album. I've just showed you a quick look there at the plan that I had sketched out for this story. It is going to be a 2-page spread and it is documenting the arrival of our elf Minty. 2021 was the first year that Santa saw fit to send an elf to spend Christmas or to spend December with our family, and as I'm sure you can imagine, we had 2 very excited little children to have an elf in our house, just like some of their friends do. So I saved the letters, 2 of the letters that came with Minty when she arrived, and one of them was perfectly sized to a 6x8 page protector, and the other one is a little bit smaller. So that 6x8 one I just slotted straight into the page protector, and that is it. And the smaller one I am going to add as a bit of an insert. But first I'm working on this little left hand side of the spread here, and this is the back of day 2. So I already have that little shaker pocket down in the bottom left. That's a little 2x3. I also already have that embossed little mini envelope in the top right pocket, and what I'm doing now is I'm having a look through my stickers and embellishments, because similarly to what I have done for day 2, I wanted to create a really small little cluster of embellishments outside the pocket there. What I also did, because across the middle, the band in the middle of that page protector, I had an acetate piece, and then on day 2 there was a banner. So I've used that same banner cut file and cut a piece out of this really dark pink polka dot, and then just adhered that back to back so it leaves it nice and neat. And I found a little die cut a long quote that I think says something about "may all of your Christmas dreams come true," and I thought that was really a perfect sentiment for this page, because my kids did really think that all of their dreams had come true having a little elf in our house in December. I'm flicking through my little basket here of little die cut word pieces, but couldn't find anything that I liked. So I've pulled out this puffy sticker sheet. Now this is also from Rosie's studio. It's not actually part of their Christmas collection. It was from another collection that they had released in 2021, but when I saw it online, I knew that I'd be able to use some of the sentiments in this album, and it was the color scheme. I thought that the colors went really well with what I had picked out to use in this album. So I've picked it's a puffy word there. It says special moments, and I'm using some wet adhesive, some wet glue to adhere that down, because it is outside the page protector. I want to make sure that it's stuck down really well and that it's not going to go anywhere. I wanted to add just another little detail to that Christmas tree, and I thought I would bring in some more of that dark pink polka dot paper. I've grabbed this little really small star punch, and I've punched a little star out of it, and of course that is going to sit at the top of that little Christmas tree die cut. And later on you'll see that I do bring some more of some more of those dark pink stars in. When I am creating spreads like this, I do want to make sure that there's a way of connecting the pages to each other, and for me one of the easiest ways to do that is by repeating some of the pattern papers or repeating some of the elements, and you'll see that in just a little while in this page. So on the back of that smaller letter that we received from Minty, I am adding, this is where I'm going to put my title for this page, as well as a little bit of journaling. So I've gone back, in day 2 I showed you these really cool alphabet stamp and die set from the stamp market. It came in a smaller size and a larger size, and I've used the larger size for this layout. I used it with my Versamark clear embossing ink and a red and silver glitter embossing powder from Wow. I think it is. Yeah, wow embossing. It's a really cool effect. I really, really love it. And as you can see off camera, I have adhered all of those letters down. I've also added my journaling. I have stitched some attacher tabs to the back of that and then run a line of stitching around the border. And now I am adhering that letter back to back with the piece that I have created. There is a slight bit of overhang. I could leave it, but I know that that's something that would really annoy me over time to see. So I thought about trying to peel it back up, but it wasn't going to happen. So instead, I'm just trimming a little bit of it off. The only thing that gave me pause is because my stitching was really close to the border, but I was able to trim those pieces down without losing any of the stitching. So to add a little bit more texture to this spread, I had the idea of creating a little bit of a tabbed page turner to this insert using some of my ribbons. So I picked out 3 ribbons or 3 trims from my little bag there, a red stripe one. It's like a chevron stripe, red and white, a really wide pink with some silver flecks through it, and just this minty green rickrack. And so I know I am going to run this through my sewing machine to adhere them down properly, but I need to tack them in place first so that they don't go anywhere when I'm actually putting it through my sewing machine. So I'm just using a little bit of wet adhesive. It does work, but I do have to hold my finger on for quite a while, and on some of them, as you can see there, even after I had lifted my finger, it did come off. So perhaps like a Scotch tacky glue might work a little bit better. I didn't want to add any tape because I didn't want my sewing machine needle going through the really sticky tacky double-sided tape, but just these really small dots of wet adhesive. Like I said, it's just enough to tack it in place so that I can take it over to my sewing machine and run some stitching through it. And when I come back on in a moment with it all done, you will see that I have left some messy threads. And what I do to make sure that that's secured and that the threads aren't going to come undone is I do a couple of stitches and then run a back stitch and then go forward, and I do that at the start and I do that at the end. So running a couple of back stitches over it just helps to keep it nice and secure and stop it from coming undone. I felt that this little title and journaling page was looking just a little bit plain, so I wanted to add a few sprinkles of things here to finish it off. And as I mentioned earlier, to bring all of the elements in this page together, I'm repeating some of the elements from the left hand side. So I've punched some more stars out from that dark pink paper, and I've also pulled a couple of sequins from the shaker mix that is in that little shaker pocket there over on the left, which you can't see right now. So I started off with just 3, but once I adhered them down, it just wasn't really looking quite balanced or quite full enough. So I did go and grab 2 more sets, and I'm going to adhere those down in a couple of places, and then I will call it good. So coming up in a moment, there are some close-up photos as usual. If you are new to my channel, I would love for you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you can join me for all of my upcoming creations. If you've been with me for a while, thank you so much for all your support. I really appreciate it. And I would love to hear from you down in the comments below. Any thoughts, any questions, just to say hi, or let me know, are you working on any December daily projects or Christmassy projects this July? I will leave it there and say thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.